Welcome, 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 and we are going to be doing an easy ladybug with watercolor today. So simple. If we haven't met, I'm Viv with Art with Viv, and come along and paint with me today. Here we go. Now the first thing I've got a 5x7 Fabriano Artistico cold press 140 pound block, and I'm just taking one of my drawing pencils and I'm just going to sketch out my little ladybug and make her cute. And I'm trying just to think about the shape of her. She's sort of an oval and her head and her thorax are sort of ovally. Actually, I think her thorax is more like a triangle, but it's a bent triangle. So there we go. We've got her sketched. Getting all my stuff together. And I'm basically going to paint this with probably one of my brushes. It's probably my number 8 Silver Black Velvet 3000 S series. Right now I've just got the marks so dark, I'm just lightening up those darks so they don't show through the finished painting. Usually I use my kneaded eraser. I couldn't find it, so I just used my vinyl eraser. It's okay, whatever you've got, make do. You don't have to be all frou about stuff. So I've got some lamp black. I usually don't use lamp black. I really like to mix my own blacks, but just for the sake of convenience and to make this faster, I just went ahead and put some on there, and that's what we're going to use. So I'm just putting the black on her head and on her thorax, or his. Might be a boy ladybug, I don't know. I'm just calling her a her because she looks like a her to me. So I think her name is Mabel the ladybug. Pretty sure it is. Anyway, I'm putting that black on. I'm avoiding where I want the highlights to be, so I'm not painting the white of the paper where I want the highlights to be. I am making the head just a bit darker than the thorax, but I will come back and do another layer on that thorax to get some of the shadows and the highlights in there, make it a little darker. So I've mixed up a sort of yellow green, and now I'm just going to paint this little stem that she's on, this little curly fern frond. I forgot what they're called when they're like that, what the little ferns are called when they're still all curled up and they haven't opened up like that. Cannot think of it to save my life, but there is a little term for that. Look it up. Get yourself useful. Use that Google. I love Google. So I'm just going to paint this sort of yellow, pale yellowy green, and get that all painted in. When we were little, we thought it was good luck to find a ladybug. So, they are always a joy to see in my garden. They take care of my garden. Now I'm taking just a little bit of dark green just around one edge while that other green is still wet so that they'll blend nicely. I'm making sure though that I get one edge of that dark green onto the dry paper so that it'll be a nice hard edge, but the edge that's going toward that light green is nice and soft because the green is still white. It will fade and blend in there. If you have you ever seen a baby ladybug? They look like little dragons. They're long and they're soft-bodied and they are orange with black spots, and they look quite terrifying. The first time I saw one, I did not know what it was. And I was like, oh my goodness, what is this? I thought it was something bad. So of course, being who I am, I looked it up and found out that it was a baby ladybug and that they were going to eat all of those stupid aphids off of my flowers. So now I look for them. If I know where some aphids are, I will pick them off of one plant and put them where the aphids are so they will have a good little lunch. So now I am going ahead and finishing up this little green stem, putting the darker green, just on the edges while it's still wet so that it'll blend in. It'll be a soft blend. I want to touch some of that edge to the white of the paper so that that edge will be a nice, sharp, clean edge, but the edge that is toward the green, the lighter, paler green, that water, it'll just soften into that and have a nice soft blending effect. So we're just going to finish that off. Now this is just something simple. I decided to do something simple because this weekend was, of course, Easter when I painted this, and I didn't have a lot of time. I was trying to prepare to go see my daughter in another state. So I just picked this really, really simple project to do for this week. But it's still cute, and you can add some background to it if you want to add more. But I just got the basic here. Now, once that was dry, when I told you about her thorax, that I would come back and layer on more black. Now I'm doing that again. I'm avoiding where those highlight areas are and where the lighter parts of her body, where the light is reflecting off of it. It's a little paler gray, not as dark black. So I'm also avoiding that area, not painting over it, and going in and darkening up her little head a little bit more, and around those curves, just trying to clean up those curves where it connects to her little red body. While I've got the black going, I'm just going to go ahead and paint a wash onto her little legs. She is holding on to that little stem for dear life. She's got those little legs wrapped around it. She does not want to fall. I think maybe she forgot she has wings. She can fly if she starts to fall. But, you know, she's hanging on tight. And she has those little hairy legs just wrapped around that stem. So I'm just doing a nice little wash, a nice soft wash. We'll come back and add some texture to it once that wash dries. We'll just add some of that darker black to maybe make them look a little hairy. Ladybugs do not shave their legs. They are au naturel, so they have the little hairy legs, and it's fine by me. So I'm just now adding a little bit of texture just by making a few little darker black marks into that lighter pale wash. Now I'm taking an orange. I want an orange to be the underpainting of her red shell. I really like it. Sometimes when I do red, I'll do a cadmium yellow as the underpainting, like for a red cherry or something. But for her, I'm going to go with orange. Cadmium yellow would also be a good underpainting, but I'm just going to stick with this transparent orange that I've got here. Just doing a nice wash. Again, just like I did with the black, I have avoided painting over where the highlights would be. I've left those lighter. On her bottom side, I just had to dab a little bit of that up with tissue because I got too much orange there, because there is a black spot there and the light is hitting it, so the shell is not as dark there. Now I'm taking a nice deep bright warm red while that orange is still wet, so they'll kind of blend together, and going over the shell, going over her little shell. Actually, I guess that's her wings. It's not really a shell. It's a little bit hard because most beetles have little hard exoskeletons. And now I'm taking a little bit of a maroon color, maybe a perlin maroon. And while it's still wet, I'm adding that to where the shadows would be on her little wing here. And I'm trying to avoid those where I want it to stay lighter. I'm trying not to get too much dark into those areas. And I'm just being mindful of my reference photo and really trying to look at the shape of those shadows, the placement of the shadows, and how the value is, if it the lightness or darkness of those shadows. Now once that is dry, the shell is dry, her little wings, I'm just adding her little body that's kind of peeking out from under those wings, and just drawing a really thin line of black. I have changed to a number 2, still my silver black velvet brush, but it's a number 2, and I'm adding her little hairy legs, making her au naturel, adding a little bit of shadow to her antenna or feelers. I'm not sure what those are called on a ladybug, but her two little antenna. And now we're going to go ahead and paint in her spots. She only has 3 on this side. And this spot is a little bit light, where the light is hitting it, it's making the black spot look more gray. So I'm just picking up some of that excess black color, dabbing it with a tissue, trying to pick a little bit of it up with my brush. Then we're going to go to this next little dot and just paint it in. Make sure your red is completely dry though, or else that black will bleed into that red and it'll spread all over. So make sure the red is completely dry before you add those spots. Now he has a little light spot on that one, so I took a tissue and picked it up right there toward the right hand side of his spot. And then the upper spot is just sort of a solid black. Now I'm just taking clean water and I'm going over those highlights that are on his thorax and on her head, and just picking up some of that. The reason I do that is to soften the highlight. The edges were too hard edged, so I wanted to soften that up a little bit. So now I'm coming with a deeper red. I'm going to do another wash over this because she's still looking a little orange. This time I have placed the wash directly onto the dry paper, and then I'm taking a little water with my brush and kind of blending it in spots where I want it to spread out. And I'm coming back with that maroon and adding it into the wet spot where the shadow is to really deepen that shadow up. There's also some little reflections on her shell, so I just put some of those in. And then I'm just picking up some of the areas where I got a little too much paint. I'm adding that maroon color here on her back side where she's got a little bit of a shadow. And just trying to pay attention to the shape of the shadow and trying to recreate that on mine from the reference photo onto my little ladybug. And I'm going to continue to put this layer of red. This is a nice deep cadmium red probably. Or you can use Scarlet Pyrrole or any really deep warm red, Windsor red, any deep red that's really a Christmassy kind of red. And some of that orange still shines through, so it gives it some dimension and it gives it some interest. Now I'm just taking some clear water and just sort of blending out some of those hard edges on the reflections of her. And you hear Mr. Dorian Gray, he is talking to you, he's just cooing away. And I'm just adding a little bit more shadows in there as it's still wet, and blending it out with some clean water. So she's starting to come together. Now I've got some white gouache and I've mixed it with some water so it'll be thinned out some, and I'm applying that to where I want the highlights. And I decided I wanted that black dot to be more solid, so I went ahead and put that other black dot more solid. Now I've got the white that is sort of bouncing off of her shell, that white reflection, but I'm adding a little black back to it because I lost part of her little dot. I'm just taking some white gouache, adding some highlights here and there wherever I see some light reflecting. I'm just dabbing that in there, and that makes her come to life just a little tiny bit more. Now I'm going to take some white gouache and mix it with that green mixture that I had on the fern, and do some tiny little hairs, just some little brush marks to look like hairs going around that stem. You can make them lighter like I'm doing, you can make them darker green, it's up to you. I think I end up doing a whole mix of light and darker green, like little hairy protrusions on the little stalk. And I really like the way it's looking. So if you see any ladybugs in your garden, know that they are good luck, and they are patrolling for those nasty little aphids that will kill your plants by sucking all of the juices out of them. And if you see their little dragon-like babies, they look like little sort of dragons to me, the way that the larvae look of ladybugs. They're orange and black. Just put them wherever you have any kind of aphid problem, and those little dudes will clear it right up. So that's your gardening tip. I love to garden. I love to paint. So sometimes, yeah, I'm going to give you a garden tip. But just continue to make those little tick marks all around this little fern until you're finished, and we are almost done with this beautiful little garden ladybug. I think some people call them ladybird beetles. I'm not sure. I call them ladybugs. And they are always a treat to see in my garden. And we used to think they were good luck, and they are for the garden. Very good luck. There you go. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, share it with a friend. Hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. I will see you soon.